Hi, I'm Boo.
And I'm Devin.
And welcome to Talk About It. We've covered a lot of elements in the Talk About It segments, including sexism, rape culture, and myths. Today we'll talk about consent, how to communicate consent, and what the law says.
The definition of affirmative consent is a knowing, voluntary, and mutual decision among all participants to engage in sexual activity. Consent can be given in words or actions, as long as those words or actions create clear permission regarding willingness to engage in sexual activity.
For consent to apply, there must be the presence of a yes, even if someone doesn't say no. If the person or persons involved never communicate yes, then there's no consent. It is vital to receive explicit consent.
Consent must be clear and mutually understandable through words or actions. Consent doesn't have to be verbal, it can be nonverbal, as long as it's clear and mutually understandable.
Consent must be freely given. Consent is invalid if it is gained through force, threat, intimidation, or coercion. Additionally, if a person is incapacitated by substances, not awake nor fully awake, they are incapable of giving consent.
Consent must be ongoing and must be given for each act of sexual contact. Further, it can be withdrawn at any time. Communication is key, and talking about it with your partner is a good way to understand boundaries.
What does the law say about consent? According to RAINN, each state has its own definition of consent and three main ways it analyzes consent in relation to sexual acts. These are by freely given consent, affirmative consent, and the capacity to consent. The capacity to consent includes age, disability, and vulnerability of an individual.
Make sure that there's a presence of a yes, it is mutual, freely given, and that the person is capable of giving consent.
Visit rainn.org for more information on how each state legally defines consent by viewing the state law database. Thank you for joining us today, and remember, talk about it.